Hello everybody, I'm BearCozy and today we're on the hunt for more Ancestral loot. Let's jump in. Welcome everybody, welcome. Today we're on the hunt for Ancestral loot. We are looking for items level 800 and above, and we're tearing up some dungeons. We got a lot going on, lots of fun in here. This one is really good for spiders. For experience, I guess. The spiders, there's lots of spiders. There's a nightshade that's chasing us as well. The spider hosts give experience, they explode, and then summon more spiders. And then, of course, everybody poisons. So there's a lot going on in this one, but we're doing okay. We have plenty of survivability. We have a ton of damage, so that's really good. We deal extra damage to poison enemies. We take reduced damage from poison enemies, which is very nice, and everything just explodes. So this build is really good. If you don't know, I have been rocking out the Stormclaw build. It uses the Staff of Crone. I made a video on that, so if you are sitting on the Staff of Crone, it's actually very good. Basic attacks only, does not use any resource, which is nice, and our claw attacks, which are 14 out of 5 currently, with some room to push a little higher. Our claw attacks deal lightning damage as well, storm damage, so we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Survivability is fairly high. The only thing that kills us at this point right now, and I was going to say Butcher, 10 levels up. Right now we are about, what, 8-9 levels above. Right now, the monsters are about 9 levels above us, so it's not too bad. The only thing that kills us right now is Butcher is no longer a problem with this build. Butcher used to be difficult. Right now, the only thing we are struggling with is the lightning damage. Currently, lightning damage, especially when there are those lightning posts, they just do a ton of damage. A couple of spots it gets pretty hairy in. Other than that, we're doing okay. So, this video is a calm and cozy commentary with the calm and cozy BearCozy. I try not to be, that sounded pretty funny, I did not mean to rhyme it like that, but I try not to be monotone. My voice is fairly calming from what I've been told, but I still try to put some energy into it so you get enjoyment out of it, you enjoy watching the videos, and of course you enjoy watching the progression. Speaking of progression, if you do like these videos, if you like watching me progress through the Nightmare Dungeons, leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you are enjoying watching the progressions and if you are enjoying the commentary that I'm doing. And also, if you have any tips on what to improve, please be nice. Please be nice. I don't want to hear mean comments because it's a lot easier to critique than to actually do. Especially, it's a lot easier to actually commentate post-fact after recording the video as opposed to running the video itself. I do try to do both, but sometimes it's a lot easier just to record, relax, concentrate, and then do a voiceover afterwards. So right now we are running tier 33, nothing spectacular. Monsters are level 87, we are 79, pushing 80. We have been running primarily tier 35 Nightmare Dungeons, but if you don't know, the drops are random, and also crafting gives you a 5-level range. You can craft sigils, by the way, if you did not know, you can craft Nightmare sigils. I made a whole video on that, and to summarize the whole video, you need to clear T3 before you can actually craft them yourselves. And grab a friend. If you have a friend, grab a friend to run you through T3 or higher, and that will open up, unlock the crafting of the Nightmare sigils. And if you don't have a friend, keep running regular dungeons, keep running Helltide, keep running content until you get one. That's a level 1 or 2 or 3, and then when you're running those, you will get more drops as you run them. So right now we are running the Stormclaw build, working out very nice, lots of survivability, lots of healing. It does get a little bit hairy from time to time when we do get overwhelmed. When they are 4 elites on us, it does get a little bit overwhelming. However, we do okay. As you can see, got really close there. The idea here is the Nightshade is screwing me up completely. I'm just between getting rooted by the spiders and the Nightshade. Sometimes we just stand in stuff and we can't get out. But Grizzly Rage is actually really nice. Grizzly Rage is our ultimate for the Druid class. And we have an aspect on our gear to make it a wolf skill instead of a bear skill. So that helps out a lot. And then, of course, it comes up very frequent. The attacks, the kills of enemies, reduce that. So it comes up very frequent. And then Debilitating Roar, which I have on my E. That is what's comfortable for me from playing Diablo 3. Debilitating Roar actually gives us fortification, which essentially gives us double the life. So that does really well. And then we have Earth and Bulwark as well. So we have lots of sustainability, lots of survivals. And as I mentioned previously, monsters that are poisoned take less or we take less damage from monsters that are poisoned. We also deal more damage to monsters that are poisoned, and then on top of that, if there are 3 or more poisoned enemies around us, we deal an extra 45% more damage, which is huge. And then on top of that, our attacks are pretty fast. Our gloves give us a 5% chance to heal for 900 HP, which is pretty good. We do attack fairly quick. Not the fastest, but it's given us lots of sustainability. And also storm skills, which Claw is now a storm skill thanks to our great Staff of the Crone. Storm skills have a chance to proc some AoE storm damage. So we have lots of things going on here. This is a fantastic build. Really enjoying it. Doesn't use any resources. So this is actually a fantastic build. It doesn't use any resources, and it has a lot of sustain. Right here, it's getting a little bit hairy. Lots of spiders, lots of elites here, and then the shock lance. So one of the things we're still struggling with, of course, the nightshade is one of them because it just wants to be underneath our feet the whole time, and that silences. The good thing is, what I was going to say is one of the things we're struggling with is lightning damage, but the good thing is when we are in Grizzly Rage, we are unstoppable, unsilenceable, so it's very, very nice. Nightshade doesn't really bother us other than the damage that it does. It doesn't silence us, and it's up fairly frequent, and then we have the debilitating roar for extra survivability. The archers here, archers hit very hard. They also, some of them reduce armor. Gets a little hairy. They do a lot of damage, so sometimes when the cooldowns are not available, right, when the defensive skills are not available, it gets a little tough. We do take a lot of damage, so you have to be a little bit smart, especially when you are pushing much higher level monsters. But this is pretty good. This is not the fastest build for sure. I really enjoyed the Flurry Rogue. That was absolutely amazing. As far as speed goes, lots of damage, lots of speed runs are very, very fast, right? 5 to 6 minute dungeons, sometimes 8 minute dungeons, but this is actually not too bad. This whole dungeon was about 10 minutes or so. Not too bad, not the fastest, but definitely not slow considering they are that much higher in level. As you could see, the monsters are red, but we're doing okay. Lots of damage. If you are interested in playing this build, if you are sitting on the Staff of Crone, I made a video on how to actually play this build. And as mentioned in previous videos, I like to experiment with my own builds. So I don't necessarily go for the recommended level 100 build because I like to experiment with my own builds, figure out why it's recommended, figure out what works better for me. Not everything works for everybody the same. And also because I'm leveling, the level 100 build is not optimal, right? Right here, it gets a little bit hairy. They do a ton of damage here. Sometimes, luckily right now, we have the Grizzly Rage available, so we're doing a ton of damage. We are unstoppable, but sometimes when Grizzly Rage is on cooldown and Debilitating Roar is on cooldown, we take a lot of damage. The archers hit really, really hard, but this build has lots of sustainability. So we're doing pretty good flying through. We have 2 Forsaken Miners left to slay. These last couple of mobs take a little bit of time to kill. They are increased health, so I don't know if the health is doubled or triple, but it is increased, so it takes a few minutes. But one of them is actually right here. We got to kill one of the elites here, so that's not too bad. Fairly easy. Single target damage is fairly good on this build. One of the things we don't struggle with is large elites. Butcher we do not struggle with, and the end dungeon bosses we do not struggle with. The damage is absolutely fantastic, and the AoE clear is fairly good as well. So it's a nice, well-rounded build. Not the best for sure, but as far as the requirements of this build, doesn't require a lot of uniques. You can see I'm struggling here between all the archers. They take a lot of damage, and then accidentally I clicked on the body on the ground, not noticing, which of course summoned a cursed event. So now there are more enemies, and I just want to complete the dungeon. I don't want to be stuck fighting more enemies. I want to complete the dungeon to get the experience for completing the dungeon, and of course level up the glyph. Leveling up glyphs is pretty big priority, so that is why speedruns are very important. It gives you lots of experience. We also level up the glyph. That helps a ton. Plus we get Paragon points. Paragon points are coming along very good considering I don't have a ton of time to play. So most of my time is spent playing on the weekends and grinding on the weekends. Let's go ahead and dodge that. Look at all the monsters. There's also a guy with a increased armor aura in there, damage reduction aura. So this gets really, really hairy between all the spiders and everything else that's coming along. So it's getting a little bit hairy, but I feel like we are doing okay. Nothing to it but to do it. Couple of monsters left, so we're doing pretty good. Really enjoying these runs, really enjoying making these videos. If you enjoy the commentary that I provide, let me know in the comments below as well. And also, one thing to note, I wanted to ask if I also have a Razer Naga mouse, which I've had for a very long time. It's an MMO mouse back from my World of Warcraft MMO days. And that sucker just stops working every so often, and sometimes the mouse just locks up in place. So I am curious to see if anyone has the same type of issue. Leave me a comment down below. And we also get a nice reward here, 794, not too bad. And I actually like the imprint on it as well. So that's going to help out in this build. Let's go ahead and level up our werewolf glyph. We are trying to get it to 15. And that'll take a few more dungeons. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed the commentary. Leave me a like and a subscribe. And for more BearCozy videos, check out the top right.